Hello, today I read the book of Judge, chapter 2. In chapter 1, it was about uh, the Israelites attacking the Canaanites, but some of them they did not kill everyone, and we will see the consequences. Now let's read the chapter 2. The angel of the Lord went up from Gilgal to Bochim and said, I brought you up out of Egypt and led you into the land that I swore to give to your forefathers. I said, I will never break my covenant with you, and you shall not make a covenant with the people of this land, but you shall break down their altars. Yet you have disobeyed me. Why have you done this? Now therefore I tell you that I will now drive them out before you. There will be thorns in your sides, and their gods will be a snare to you. When the angel of the Lord had spoken these things to all the Israelites, the people wept aloud, and they called that place Bochim. There they offered sacrifices to the Lord. After Joshua had dismissed the Israelites, they went to take possession of the land, each to his own inheritance. The people served the Lord throughout the lifetime of Joshua and of the elders who outlived him and who had seen all the great things the Lord had done for Israel. Joshua, son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died at the age of 110. And they buried him in the land of his inheritance at Timnath Heres. In the hill country of Ephraim, north of Mount Gaash. After that, burial site or something like that, or a cemetery, is still something that you remember that something happened. After that whole generation had been gathered to their fathers, another generation grew up who knew neither the Lord nor what he had done for Israel. Then the Israelites did evil in the eyes of the Lord and served the Baals. They forsook the Lord, the God of their fathers, who had brought them out of Egypt. They followed and worshipped various gods of the peoples around them. They provoked the Lord to anger because they forsook him and served the Baal and the Ashtoreth. Who was that? Ashtoreth. I must look in Romanian language to see what's there. Judge chapter 1. Chapter 2. In Romanian, Astarte, it's something, but I never understood what that means. But here it says Ashtoreth. In his anger against Israel, the Lord handed them over to raiders who plundered them. He sold them to their enemies all around, whom they were no longer able to resist. Whenever Israel went out to fight, the hand of the Lord was against them to defeat them, just as he had sworn to them. They were in great distress. Then the Lord raised up judges, who saved them out of the hands of these raiders. Yet they would not listen to their judges, but prostituted themselves to other gods and worshipped them. Unlike their fathers, they quickly turned from the way in which their fathers had walked. So the generation who was born in the desert died, and grew up a generation of comfort somehow. And they even didn't want to fight anymore. But still, I think they saw, for sure they saw their fathers fighting, but unlike their fathers, they quickly turned from the way in which their fathers had walked, the way of obedience to the Lord's commands. Whenever the Lord raised up a judge for them, he was with the judge and saved them out of the hands of the enemies as long as the judge lived. For the Lord had compassion on them as they groaned under those who oppressed and afflicted them. But when the judge died, the people returned to ways even more corrupt than those of their fathers, following other gods and serving and worshipping them. They refused to give up their evil practices and stubborn ways. Therefore the Lord was very angry with Israel and said, "Because this nation has violated the covenant that I laid down for their forefathers and has not listened to me, I will no longer drive out before them any of the nations Joshua left when he died. I will use them to test Israel and see whether they will keep the way of the Lord and walk in it as their forefathers did." The Lord had allowed those nations to remain. He did not drive them out at once by giving them into the hands of Joshua. They could kill them. Maybe not all the cases we saw, but sometimes they became stronger or their brothers, and they could kill everyone, but they didn't. And God was angry with them, and the Lord allowed those nations to remain. He did not drive them out at once by giving them into the hands of Joshua. And we see even now the Palestinians who should be dead, who should not exist anymore for about almost for 1,000 years. Ago, and still they exist. Not for hundreds, 4,000 years ago. Yeah, that was the chapter. When sometimes you could do something good, or you could stop, or you could protect yourself, but you didn't want, or you could do this and that, and you could be in the light with everything, with whole your life, but maybe You didn't want it because of your heart, and that cost you, if you're not redeem yourself, or how can I say? Yeah, we must give up. We must not have mercy on the sins, because there it was about still about mercy. I mean, or about laziness, or about uh, something like, I don't know. Even if God told them something, and it was from their benefit, at, in the whole thing. But yeah, that was the chapter. Even now, they didn't conquer all the territory of Israel, and maybe they will. I don't know if sometime will do it. Okay, that was the chapter. May the God bless me, protect me, and delight me in the next chapter too. And if He wants, we will see me there too. God bless you all, and goodbye.